I feel great. Thank you for having me on. You can go get with me. 816 on everything. Get with me right now. Go follow my YouTube. 816 Reacts. I'm dropping tonight too. So
yeah. Nothing but diamonds. Nothing but diamonds. We already up, yeah. Gotta keep climbing, oh. Nothing but diamonds. Nothing but diamonds. We at the top now. We came from the bottom, oh.
Welcome back to another episode of iOvercameAnxiety podcast. I got a special guest with me, A-Money610 in the building.
You already know.
Let's
what's
clap
up,
it up,
man?
baby.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
How you been, bro?
Yeah, man. If you want to, I'm going to let you shout out whatever you want to shout out in the beginning. We ain't going to wait to the end. Shout
All
out
right,
what you want
so
to shout
first
out now.
off, go follow my Instagram, A-Money610. I need y'all to get to 10K. I'm at 6K right now. I do reactions and I do artist interviews as well, so get with me. I don't know if you're an artist, if you're a music artist in the area or wherever, you can come to my crib. We can set up an interview. Get over there and then get over to my YouTube. It's called A-Money610 Reacts. Get over there. I do reactions to hip hop music. Get over there.
Yes,
like,
sir.
comment, share, subscribe, all that good shit, and then all that. You already
Yes,
know.
sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of Iowa. You will find this podcast relatable, educational, and supportive. We will touch every single necessary conversation, even if it's uncomfortable. As a host, you can expect full vulnerability from me, and I'm here to share my most uncomfortable moments with you, all in hopes to provide some comfort for you in return. All right, now let's get to the episode, man. A-Money610, I'm happy to have you here.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Man, it's good. It's good to see you, for sure.
Good to see you, too.
So, man, I think you probably got an incredible story, and everybody want to hear it. I'm sure you got some stuff to share. And like I said, we ain't going to hold back, so we going to get into it because it's people that can, learn from. Exactly.
And learn from my situation.
Exactly. How was your upbringing? Just growing up?
My upbringing, so I had friends, I didn't play sports like in organized sports.
Uh-huh.
I played like with my homies. I played sports every day. I was getting in trouble a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the music came in because I listen to music as a way like to cope with my therapy.
And what type of trouble you
what
said
type
you
of
was
trouble?
getting into? Like just
Me
in
and my
school
moms,
against
me and my
this
moms would be like arguing shit like cause I'm bipolar.
Yeah.
I'm bipolar. So at the time they didn't know that. So I kept going to like mental health facilities and they kept diagnosing me with shit, but I was getting misdiagnosed with everything.
Yeah.
So they would misdiagnose me with things.
How early on was this? Like what age we
Fifth
talking
grade.
about here? About fifth grade. So
How old are you in fifth grade? I don't know, like 11?
yeah, so you're saying during this time, so basically you was getting into a lot of problems like with your mom and stuff, and maybe y'all just not on the same page.
Yeah.
She thinking maybe you missing some screws, but really like
I actually had bipolar disorder.
Yeah, you had something
going
going on that she didn't know and that you maybe didn't know yourself.
No,
and
I
the
didn't
doctor
know. The doctor had to figure it out.
Exactly.
I got put on, what is it called? Some medication, and it kind of.
So how did they confirm it? So
I went to the
no, I'm saying so like when
outpatient.
So did they get it wrong before?
They got it wrong multiple times.
Okay.
Multiple times from middle school. Then I went back in middle school.
Yeah.
They
so that
got
was
it
the first time they got it wrong in middle school?
The first time they got it wrong was elementary school.
Oh, so it dates back.
Second time they got it wrong middle school because they diagnosed me with mood. They said it was mood disorder.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I have bipolar disorder.
Right.
But you can't. But now from what I understand is you can't really diagnose bipolar in kids. So you have to kind of give them I guess whatever diagnosis kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
on. Just for the audience, maybe the difference between mood disorder and bipolar.
No.
Like for the people who don't know what it is.
So mood disorder, I don't know what mood disorder really is. I think it's like when you just like get angry or whatever. But bipolar disorder is manic. I can sometimes get manic episodes.
Okay.
I can have I don't because I'm on medication for it and I take the medication regularly. That's very important for anyone that struggles with the mental health disorders. If you want to go the medication route, make sure you're on your medication. Like make sure you take it and don't not take it. Don't try unless you talk to the doctor before you wean yourself off. I want to give that PSA out there. Just before you wean yourself off, talk to the doctor. Don't just try and do that because I went that route and I ended up in some shit I don't want to get into. But we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're growing up. and you start off, getting into some trouble, not even knowing you had bipolar. Then you finally get diagnosed. Now we know that you had bipolar.
Yes.
And then what was the first step? So you said it was medication. That was the first step.
Yes, medication. I went to therapy. I started going to therapy.
Okay.
Like therapy.
And how was therapy? Like,
it's
like
helpful.
what type of
it's
therapy?
Really helpful.
Like
just talk therapy.
Okay. Nice. And you liked your therapist?
Yeah.
What was the gender of your therapist? Real quick, like, the thing I like about therapy is a lot of people don't know you can get real specific to pick the race, the gender of your therapist, because a lot of people just can't connect with somebody. You can get a therapist, it could be your mandatory, whoever is on your, healthcare plan or whatever, and you just might not rock with that person, whatever. You just don't feel like you can share with whatever. Sometimes it's like that, so you can actually like get real specific and pick, a specific person that you think will, listen to your thoughts and that you can feel comfortable sharing to. So that's pretty cool. So you had, did you have a guy, a girl?
Yeah, I had a guy. I had a guy at first, because first I had this girl. It was bad. After that, that's all I'm gonna say about that. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
Can you go into detail about that?
Nah, bro.
Okay.
I don't know what was. It just we didn't click. Like there was no clicking.
Okay. Right.
There was no clicking. It wasn't bad. It was just like we weren't clicking.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I went to this guy.
Yep.
And then I ended up I saw the guy for a little bit, but I had been in, like I said, I had been in and out therapy my whole life. So therapy for me, I would go in, and as a kid, it was like a game to me almost. Like it's messed up to say this, but it's true.
In
like
what way?
in what way? Like I would go in there and lie about everything that was wrong.
Right.
Just make shit up so I could go home and play GTA.
Right.
Like that's what I wanted to do. I did not want to be in
really
therapy,
for
bro.
real.
I did not want to be in
Yeah.
I just want to go home and play GTA with my homies.
Right.
So all I wanted to do was when I was a kid was be with my friends and play basketball. Like I did not want to be in therapy doing what because I didn't understand the concept of it as a kid. I didn't think it was very much so. I'm very much an advocate for mental health.
What do you think the switch was?
When that switch, what did you realize, and like at what point in time or what age, like did you say, hey, therapy is actually a good thing? I didn't realize when I first was in it when I was younger, but now like a teenager, like maybe middle
I want to
school?
say high school.
High school,
a little bit older than that.
Nice.
Once I started maturing, because I matured late.
Right.
Like I matured very late.
Okay. Okay, so you matured a little late.
Men usually do anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. I was in therapy like as a youngin' too. It was because like I was like getting in trouble in fights at school and stuff. And I definitely didn't get the concept at all either.
No.
Like it was just like and the guy I had, I definitely didn't click with the guy I had. It was weird. I definitely thought it was a game too. We saying stuff. I'm just saying whatever. Like it was. Therapy as a kid is actually very difficult because you really don't get the point, and you really do got to get the understand the concept to really get the most out of therapy. And that's even adults though. Like even I talk to people now, people won't go to therapy because they still don't get the concept, or they just too afraid to to get vulnerable like that and to come out. They just don't believe in it. So
that's how I was. Like, I thought music would cure it. So what I was doing for months, I would hit up like y'all, and I'd be like, yo, can you drop music? It would help me.
Yeah.
And that did not work. So I actually had to go to a therapist, and that's actually what worked.
Yeah. Okay.
Like going to therapy, like I was in.
So say that again. You went to a therapist, and it what?
It worked.
And it worked. Okay.
It worked.
A lot of people are against therapy. You know what I'm saying? You heard it here from A Money, and he been to therapy all his life, and at a point he didn't believe in it. Now you hear therapy works, man. Everyone needs therapy. I don't care who you are.
I agree.
Everybody, we all go through stuff. We all see some messed up stuff throughout the course of our life. I feel as though some you can argue may be worse than others, but everyone, rich, poor, black, white, don't matter. Like everybody goes through something, and you probably need to talk about it at some point.
Yeah.
So that's good for you, man. That's good for you. So, bro, like, other than your manic episodes and stuff, what's some other things? So I know you've told me about epilepsy. I'm not too familiar with epilepsy. A lot of people in the audience may not be too familiar with epilepsy either. Like, can you elaborate on how that works?
All right, so basically my epilepsy is partial epilepsy. So I have partial, and I have left hemiplegic CP, which is my hands like this. If y'all don't see my hands like down like that.
Yep.
I was born actually with my hand like this. And I had to get surgery when I was like in 5th grade. Fourth grade, I had my first surgery.
Okay.
What was that for?
That was for this, because my hand
so he
moved.
was born like
See how like I can move my hand like do this,
Right,
and, but this I couldn't do that. I could
Yeah.
barely like I can barely still move it. Like
Yeah.
that's why I need you to help with the water.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so that was 4th grade.
that was 4th grade. And then you had said talk about epilepsy.
Yeah,
So
okay.
explain what epilepsy is. So it's like when you start seizing, like when you have seizures.
Okay.
But you can have them. There's like different types of seizures. There's a grand mal seizure, which I've had once in my entire life.
Can you say that again?
Grand mal seizure.
Grandma?
Grand mal.
Like a grandma, but grandma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, grandma seizure.
Grand mal seizures, which are like the seizures that you end up in a hospital for. I've only had one of them, thank God, thank the
Okay.
Lord. But I had a bunch of other seizures, like the partial seizures, but the one you saw a partial seizure, which is I'll have the seizure, I'll go home from work,
Right.
I'll watch TV or whatever and go to sleep and sleep for like 15 hours.
Is the onset, like the things that cause it, the same? Like the
What?
grandma versus the
The grand mal,
more,
so
something more severe.
the grand mals, those seizures, I don't really have them that much. But
So you say you only got that one time?
I only have them, yeah, that one time mainly. And the grand mal, those seizures, I have, those triggers, or I don't know what the triggers are for that because it happens so quick and I don't remember anything, like anything. Up until mainly, hopefully, like those end up in a hospital because you can't remember what day it is.
So
You can't
grandma
remember.
is automatic hospitalized.
Yes.
Automatic.
Usually,
But other seizures,
mostly,
I would think
yeah.
another seizure, even if it wasn't
No.
that severity, I would thought
No.
everyone you maybe end up in the hospital.
No.
Because I feel as though it's still like some type of scare you maybe got to get your levels checked or whatever. So not
Okay,
everyone.
so, all right, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, you good. Yeah.
So basically, my type of seizures, if it goes longer than 5 minutes, I'm in the hospital. That never happens. Thank the Lord. But so what happens is it'll happen for like 5 minutes, like less than 5 minutes. I just go lay down. I'll just go lay down, and then once I wake up, I'll usually be hungry, so I'll eat some food, and then I'll spend the day where I'll just spend the day to myself, and I'll spend the day to myself, and then I'll go back to what I got to do.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I know you started speaking with Mills over there a little bit about there was an incident at one of our shows actually
Yes.
in which Mills said he was pretty shaken up about because probably the first time he ever maybe seen someone even have a seizure in front of him, I guess. Like, so do you remember at all like how that came about?
So basically, at that show, that was my first time ever at a show having a seizure. I used to go to shows all the time. I had shows. I would go to Made in America. I would go to Voltage Lounge. I would go to all these type of shows. So that's why I was like, all right, when I saw y'all having a show, I was like, I'm just going to pop out. And then I ended up having a seizure, and I was like, okay, I better not go anymore. But that was the first time I had ever had something like that happen to me. It was scary. So like if you like, I would advise people to ask the doctor first before you just go out and do shit like that.
Okay.
But for me, when I was younger, I didn't have that issue.
Okay.
So when I
So
was
you
younger,
didn't expect that at all. You wasn't going
No.
there. That wasn't even really a threat.
like
in your
even
mind.
because even my dad, when he picked me up, because it was the end of the night, my dad, because I can't drive due to the epilepsy, so my dad picked me up from the show, and he was like, "Did you have fun?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Don't worry about it." He said, "Just make sure are you okay?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You're good," and
So what else happened? Like Mills, maybe you can chime in a little bit too. Like,
'Cause he was there.
Do you remember you went to Mills?
Yeah,
I
I
should-
remember it was loud, like somebody was performing.
It
I
was-
remember you tapped me.
it was Meech.
Meech was performing, yeah. You tapped me
Meech.
and said, you said, I just had a seizure, but I didn't hear you. So I'm like, huh? And you're like, yo, I'm having a seizure. And I don't know.
I'm laughing, it's not
what
funny,
was
I'm
going on.
laughing.
My mom was
Yeah.
just like, yo, let's get him. I was like, you need to go outside. He said, nah, let me just sit down and give me some water. I got him
Yeah.
some water and he was cool, but it was scary. I didn't know what was about to happen.
Did doctor ever instruct you on if you are having a seizure exactly what to do?
Yes.
Like
I'm gonna let the people know.
Yeah.
So if you're ever with someone when you're having a seizure wherever you're at, let them don't. The worst thing you can do is pick them up and put them on your back. Don't do that. I've had somebody try to do that with me. It's not the way to go. You want to lay them down on their side, let it happen, let the seizure happen, get them a water, Get them, mainly just get them water and then let them go to either the doctors or, like, if it's longer than for mine, if they're longer than 5 minutes, then I have to go to the hospital. And if it's bad, you want to
Longer
call
than 5?
Longer than 5. Yes, longer than 5
Ain't
minutes.
that long.
Yes, longer than, but mine, thankfully.
So this wasn't longer than 5 when that happened.
Nah, it was real quick.
It was right. You guessed it was real quick. Yeah, so it must.
Yeah,
have
it
been.
was.
Feel that, like, you could feel it coming, like
Yes.
something that, like, you know, you're like, oh my God, I'm about to have.
Yes.
So you could.
You were,
that.
yes, I could tell. That's why I was like, yo, Mills, I'm about to have a seizure. He was probably like, oh shit, I'm going to die.
Nah, it was scary. I ain't gonna
Mills
lie.
was probably scared as shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're telling somebody like that,
Yeah.
now they're just waiting for you. You know, when you talk to like a seizure,
Yeah.
some
You get
people don't
scared.
know
What a seizure is,
like,
yeah.
certain types and
There are different types of seizures, yeah. I don't have, because some people are like, oh shit. Like, even when I go in people's lives and I see lights, that don't bother me for whatever reason.
Right.
Like, I can go on Instagram Live and see a bunch of lights. Like, I can go on watch shows on Instagram Live. That's why I be DMing y'all and be like, when you're having a show, go live for me, because that don't do nothing.
Yeah.
But when I'm
But
at
when
the
you
show,
in
when
there-
I'm in the because the doctor says phones, like phones is different. Like, because through a phone you can't have, well, for me, I can't have a seizure through a phone. Some people can. I don't know. I guess some people can. But me, I don't have seizures. I only have seizures in person with lights.
So that's interesting. So as far as like, you know, now with that being said, you know, even going from the epilepsy, you know, to the bipolar, like as far as anxiety, like
I have
like,
anxiety as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
I have that too.
did anxiety come after these things, or
The
were you
anxiety
already
came
kind of
when
an anxious
I had
person?
anxiety. I had anxiety when I was little. I used to think that people were gonna come to my house with guns when I was like 4.
So you were a master worrier,
Master worrier,
like
yes.
from the, like just creating stuff.
Because I would create stuff in my head that didn't exist.
Yep.
And that's kind of what anxiety is. Like, you make stuff up that doesn't,
Yep.
and not really make stuff up.
But
I'm
no,
not trying to-
it's possible outcomes, but it doesn't. It's nothing for sure.
No,
but
yeah,
you
yeah.
convincing yourself that it could be for
Yes.
sure, and making it. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
So I had anxiety since I was probably like 3rd grade, 4th grade.
Yeah, I know you had medication. Did you have any specific medication for anxiety,
Yes. I don't know what
along
it is,
with
though.
bipolar medication?
I
or
have
was it
anxiety, bipolar. I take medication for anxiety, bipolar disorder, epilepsy, and then some other medication. I don't want to get into that, but I take some other medication as well. I'm not talking about.
You know the names of like some of these like
I know Depakote.
Depakote. Is that an antidepressant maybe?
No, that's for the seizures.
Okay.
I don't know what the rest of the stuff I take is,
Okay.
but
Yeah. And how like that's kind of 3 different things doing it. So how are you breaking like that up? Like,
so I
as far
take
as,
2 in the morning. I take some in the morning and some at night.
Okay. Yeah. Does it ever get like too much where you like, dang, why I gotta take this? Like
I used to remember I was talking about as a kid, like I didn't take it serious.
Yeah.
Right then, bro.
Yeah.
I like this. This is stupid. Like, why do I have
Yeah.
to take medication and my brother doesn't?
Yeah.
Like, I was little. Like, I took my ADHD medication. They put me right on ADHD medication in 1st grade.
Yeah.
So I was put on that really early, 1st grade. So 1st grade they put me.
6, 7.
Yeah.
I was they and I actually asked them. They gave me ADHD medication.
Yeah.
And when I was there,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah, go ahead. Finish your thought.
yeah, so they gave me ADHD. That was my first medication. So I used to say to my mom, like, Dan doesn't have to take this shit. Why do I have to take it?
Yeah.
And then that's probably where the fighting started, because I didn't want to take no medication. I was like, I'm not taking this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
now it's very, I'm going to say to everybody, that's very important to take medication.
Yeah.
It's very important if you need it. Like, if you're prescribed, it's very important.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But, okay, go ahead.
Well, yeah, what type of like side effects like did some of this medication have? Like you can
Well, you see, like, I don't want to be, like, rude to, like, I'm overweight now. I wasn't overweight 2 years ago. Well, no, 4 years ago, I was not overweight. I was skinny as shit. And I was, like, in shape. Like, I was working out every day.
Yeah.
Actually, shout out Rory. He actually told me, like, the one day, he was like, you need to get, I was like, I'm heavy as shit. I don't know what to do. Like, this is after my medication. I was like, I'm heavy as shit. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
He goes, bro, get in the gym.
Yeah.
So I have a gym in my basement. So I started
Yeah.
working out every day after that.
Shout out Rory, man.
Shout out Rory for that.
Rory,
Shout out Rory. Now Rory being P-fit a little bit, he be, you know what I'm saying? So he
Yeah,
might know a little something.
yeah, he was telling me work out.
He might know a little
So I was
something.
working out every day, and I had stopped because I had to the second episode.
So
which
when
I don't
you-
want to get into that.
Yeah,
but-
so when you were talking about like, now you're overweight and stuff like that, like,
Yeah.
so you're saying that's a side effect? Like,
Yes.
does it make you eat more?
Oh
Or
my
is it-
God, bro! I was like,
Which medication would this be, or you don't really know?
I don't
which one?
remember.
Yeah.
Because I don't take it anymore.
Okay, yeah.
They took me off it.
What about currently now? Like anything you taking, like any side effects that's like sticks out that you may have gotten used to, but that is
Not that no, not
ain't really
now.
too much. Yeah.
Because they kept the medication the same. Like when I went last time, they kept the medication the same for the
Okay.
most part.
No, they not up in dosage. You know
No,
what I'm
they
saying?
took me off one thing and they gave me like a shot and so I have to take. And they said the shot could make you gain weight, but I don't think I gained any weight from the shot. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I did a little bit,
Yeah.
but not no crazy amount of weight.
Yeah. So as far as like, I know we kind of explained like some physical maybe side effects coming from the medication, but what about mental? Like
Mental?
any like more depressing thoughts or any like
It actually helped.
it actually helped?
Because that's what one of the things I went to the hospital for was I was
Yeah.
depressed as shit.
Yeah, because there's I wouldn't call it a misconception, but there's people out there who believe that medicine fixes one thing at the same time messes another thing up though. Like,
That's not really a
and they
misconception
think,
though. Like it is, but it's not.
you know what I mean? Like, or, well, people, how should I word it? They look at medicine as negative and that they don't want to find cures for anything. They want to keep you hooked on
like that.
things.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's a money, like America is about business and you know what I mean?
yeah,
and it's
I-
about money. But do you believe like, actually, nah, you said that medication helps. You should take your medication. You don't feel like.
Before I would agree with you. Now I don't agree with you. Now
Okay.
I agree with the fact that medication does help.
Yeah. Oh, it's not my personal opinion.
Oh,
but
okay,
yeah, no,
yeah,
I feel
okay.
you. Yeah.
All
No, I
right.
was putting the perspective in.
Yeah,
No,
perspectives. Yeah, I agree.
Yep,
Devil's
yep.
advocate.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, for sure. Man, that's crazy. So with all this going on, did you ever think like, why me?
Yes.
A lot of people
A lot
can't-
of the time, I was like, why me? Why can't I go to shows? Like for a while there,
Right.
I was like, why can't I go to shows? I want to be at the shows. I want to be at the basketball games. I want to be here. I want to be there. But then I just learned to live with it. Now I'm a homebody anyway. I like being at home.
Right.
Watching YouTube. Ironically, I'm a YouTuber, so I like watching YouTube as well.
Right.
So I like watching YouTube and eating food.
Right.
That's pretty much what I like
But
to do.
you know one thing about you?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing outside anyway. Yeah, you ain't missed too much. But the crazy thing about you is that, like, you telling me all this, I really wouldn't guess that you will be going through like all of this you're saying because you are able to network a lot better than people who don't have none of this going on.
Yeah.
Like I've seen you outside, like when you can go outside the places.
Oh, yeah, I
you
try to
friendly,
go to
you
everything I
networking,
can. Like,
you know how to
I-
talk to people, you know how to be polite, people feel comfortable around you, not
Yeah.
making people feel super weird. Like
Work ethic too.
yeah,
Yeah.
you got work ethic, you got goals, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that because you go through, the stuff that you go through that you shouldn't or you're not as, up to date as someone else who doesn't have the same things going on as you. But like for real, I wouldn't guess none of this is going on. Like I don't really think you missing out on anything. I just see the
No,
way
I'm
you
not.
move, and even if you might not be able to go to a show or whatever, I think you definitely on the right path. You definitely,
This is
put
what
some
God called me to
motivation into
do.
people.
This is what God called me to do,
For
bro.
sure, yeah. I do believe in God giving this tough as bad with some people, because some people can't handle it.
No, not especially to be in the music shit.
Yeah,
The music shit, especially, is one of the toughest industries I would say to break into. If you want,
Yeah.
even as a podcaster as well, because a
Yeah.
podcaster, YouTuber.
Yeah.
But if you got that motivation, that drive, where you like,
Yeah.
I upload. Like there was a point in time where I was uploading every single day.
yeah.
Every single day.
Do you care what people think?
For a while I did, but now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Does it anything still at all? Like, do you ever have like things in the back of your mind? Yo, should I post this? Should I not do? Like,
Well,
is there something in the back of
actually,
your
believe it
head
or
that's
not,
like,
you know Joe? Like, yeah, Joe.
no?
Okay, so that's Rory's cousin.
Okay. Maybe then.
Okay,
I guess
yeah.
he goes by a different name sometimes.
He's from like Maryland. I think.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so
okay. Yeah.
I was going to do a reaction. I actually did a reaction to his shit with my brother, and I was like, should I post this? And I was like, no. Because my brother had said something, and I was like, no, we're not posting that. I don't like what you said. So
Yeah,
I didn't like what my brother had said.
yeah,
It wasn't anything offensive, but
Yeah.
I just don't want to post it because
Yeah.
But no, most of the stuff I just
But for the
I
most
upload
part,
and post
you-
it. Yeah, for with me, because most of the videos are just me.
Yeah.
I just upload the shit. I make the shit 5 minutes, 15
Yeah.
minutes, upload it.
You're not overthinking.
No.
You're not overthinking. But like you're a master warrior though. Like
Yes.
when it like at heart and
Yes.
and yes you can, obviously you've reprogrammed your brain and trained yourself to not maybe be in certain aspects, but like
So-
how can you really turn that off when it comes to like
Okay,
what makes
so-
you not be a master warrior when it comes to, your art form, I guess. Like is it the love of it? Is
Y'all
it-
music.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, y'all music
Yeah.
helps me with that. That's
Yeah.
probably the only thing that gets me through the day. Sometimes
Yeah.
is music, bro.
Yeah. Damn. Is music that powerful? You spoke about music like a few times, like do it without even me.
I like one of the things in addition to me going to therapy, I listen to music 24/7. If I don't have the headphones in,
Yeah.
my mind will be going like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You ever did any like meditation or anything?
yeah,
Yeah.
I've done meditation. I got
Yeah.
there's this app. It's called, y'all should get it. It's called Headspace.
I don't know.
It's called
Headspace.
Headspace. Get the app called Headspace. You download the app. It's like, or you just go on YouTube. If you don't have space on your phone, just go on YouTube. Type in like meditation,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can do the meditation while you go to sleep.
Mm.
And then
Headspace.
yeah,
Rain sound, thunderstorms.
rain. Yeah.
Rain. I think I was explaining at the Mills the other day, like the different type of Johns. Like I was usually a guided meditation boy. Like I like natural sounds, but then also sometimes I like
Yeah,
somebody
that
to
too.
talk to me. You know what I mean? Somebody
That
can like
too.
actually guide you through the. Well, that's guided meditation. There's meditation and there's guided meditation. I do like guided meditation because it's like having the training wheels on, really. And I can meditate other ways too, but I think guided. So technically, that's what you're doing, guided meditation for the most part with Headspace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it people like talking on
I
the
don't.
app, or do you hear somebody
Honestly, I
like just,
downloaded it for a little bit and I had stopped.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if
It's
I'm
cool.
being honest with you,
It's hard to. My guy, we gotta keep it a buck on here, man. You know, people come up here and lie, like, you know what I'm saying, like, oh yeah, I did. Nah, that's yeah. So you backslid a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah, but I should probably I'm gonna download it tonight. Shit,
Yes, sir.
When I get home.
Yeah, for sure, because it ain't about nothing. And man, 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
You got 5 minutes, A-Money.
5 minutes.
You a
yes,
busy
yeah.
guy.
I'm busy.
You
Yeah.
got 5 minutes.
I got
though.
5 minutes. For
We
that.
all got
We
5
all got
minutes,
5
man.
minutes a day,
Everybody
yeah.
out there at least 5 minutes a day. You gonna lie and say you ain't got 5 minutes? Ain't none of y'all ain't that busy. Trump got 5 minutes. The president got 5.
president got
Y'all got
5
5 minutes to turn on a little journal. We all got YouTube. Y'all got phones. You turn a little YouTube. Literally guided meditation. Guided meditation. A million videos gonna pop up. Pick
You're
one.
right, yeah.
Then go down the joint. Oh, I don't like that person's voice. Okay, next one. There's a guy on this one, girl on this one. Maybe a different type of person on this one. Maybe kind of like a little kid. Maybe you want like a softer voice. Maybe you want, you can't be making excuses. You know what I'm saying?
He got the
So,
meditation on his phone.
yeah.
Yep, you can definitely get that on your phone.
Yeah. How do you turn the iPhone 16 on silent? Because I turned it said silent, and for some reason it's not being on silent. Maybe somebody can help me out.
Just throw it over here.
Yeah.
Don't. You hit the button in the top left.
You say I did, but I don't know. So that's nice. So have you done anything else like as far as like cognitive? You know what cognitive behavioral therapy is, or CBT for short.
I just had to do that for in the place I was at.
Okay.
They had us doing that.
What type of stuff you was doing?
I don't know exactly. I don't know. We were just doing like different like group therapies.
Group therapies. Okay.
Group therapies,
Yep.
like different groups where we
Yep.
would go one group. It was called focus group, where we would just talk about shit,
Yep.
and that was helpful. It was
Yep.
one of the most helpful things I did.
Yep. So group therapy. That's
I
one
wasn't
thing.
a fan of group therapy at first.
That's one thing I can say, like, I don't know anything about. So, being in a group, you would think that,
It made you uncomfortable.
right.
That's what I
and
was
maybe
thinking
you're
at
not
first.
really trying to share stuff with other people. So, like, honestly, how was that?
At first, I didn't want to do it because I was thinking the same way you were. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. There's too many people.
Did you even
around.
know them? Like, it was strangers?
No, it was random people.
Oh, okay.
So
That's great.
that's helpful. I made a friend. Actually, I got him subscribed to my YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
But,
That's how you network.
Yep.
We get pulled out in school. Remember when we were in school and they used to take us out and they would take us to that, the guidance room and they would.
Yes, my brother, I can say this. My brother let me talk about it. My brother has been sober for 10 years, 11 years. 11 years. So basically, when that shit happened, I was being pulled out every couple days. I actually would go to Miss G. Shout out Miss G. But shout out Miss G. I would go to her and I would just cry. I would sit there in Costa's class. I would go, you probably know him. I would sit there and just cry in his class, and they'd be like, "Is everything okay?" And they knew, the teachers knew what was going on. The students would check on me, but I couldn't say anything to students. My mom actually specifically gave me specific instructions at the time not to tell anybody, like my best friends. I'm talking about kids I grew up with when I was in second grade. Since second grade, I couldn't even tell them. So
that I would put an effect on you, like at the time.
So, yes, at the time, yeah. So I would go to this group. They did pull me out for group, yeah. I got pulled out for that. I forgot all about that until you said it. It was helpful. I had a lot of people were in there.
You were younger than me, so
I was really young.
You didn't get to go into the same, like, they would bring out different, I don't know, I guess different.
No, I'm way younger than you.
Yes. But we still had, like, the same, you know. What?
Yeah, that was crazy.
The same, like, behavioral classes and shit like that.
That was crazy. I'm way younger than you. That was, you hear him say that?
You said I'm way
young. That was crazy.
I'm actually not that much
He
younger.
said that like you was 68.
I was there the other day and he called him old. That's why it's so funny.
He was like, damn.
Oh, shut up.
You know, I got a rule of thumb, man. You gotta give it away. Once you turn 28, like you basically 30. There is no 29. Let me say that 28 is your last year in your 30.
No, it's not 28.
There is no 29. You've been 30 for a minute now, technically.
I've been 30 for a bit.
29 doesn't count. Well, you like, yeah, I'm 20. Bro, you're 30.
So I've been 30 for 2 years.
Yeah, like when you're 29, you're 30. Like it doesn't count. You trying to hold on to. You might as well just jump into it. Same thing, and that's every year. That's every 10 years too. 30. There is no 30. You're 40.
40.
And when somebody says, "Yeah, I'm 39," you're 40. You're about 7. You're 40. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just jump into the next decade. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking crazy because I'm 27, about to be 28. But I got one more year left. I think 28 and then I'm 30. I'm not saying I'm 29. I'm saying I'm 30.
That's crazy.
So you're just going to age yourself.
That's just
You're just
crazy.
going to age yourself. Why would you age yourself?
You don't want to.
He's gonna be the first bull lion saying he's trying to increase his age as an adult. They usually try to knock a couple years off.
Hey, man. You gotta jump into the old head scene a little bit.
Like
you gotta embrace it early. But yo, bro, have you been through a lot of stress in your life? Like,
yeah, bro.
Because there's a difference between like
bro. Like
anxiety.
I said,
it's all under the same umbrella, I guess. But like stress and frustration, it's a fine line between it. Some people get like that mixed up, or just anxiety and depression. But like stress is straight cause, I feel like, from.
Oh yeah, from my work, from my certain managers, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Certain managers like will put so much on you, and it's too much. It's like
they overwork
you. Like your job overworks you at your job.
Yeah. Where you work at? We about to say no. You ain't gotta say. Nah, but that's crazy though. So like, are they conscious of it? Do you feel like nah, they don't really care, or they just trying to do their job?
I'm talking about they just want you to work. Like I work my ass off. Like I said, even at my job, I work my ass off too.
Yeah.
Like I work my ass off, and that's why I kind of get like.
Yeah.
I don't feel some type of way about it, but it's like, it's like I was once told by my coworkers, like, you're the hardest worker here.
Yeah. So they know.
So like they know that, and I feel like some managers might like try to.
So you think sometimes they might take your kindness for a weakness?
Yeah.
So a lot of that be the thing about having a good heart. And I guess just having a good heart, and I think people realize that too, especially in jobs and stuff. I was just explaining to somebody like, it was like, yo, such and such can call off whatever, but because I'm a business owner now too, and I got employees that I already know she gonna call like 2 days a week already, so I don't even get mad when she do it. But then I got this other person, it's not regular from them. They be here and they valuable. So it might seem like I'm more harder on them, but I know like, yo, you my rock. I know you with me. They wishy-washy. I already know they wishy-washy. So actually, you're more important. Yeah. I know that can kind of be how a business owner can look at it too.
Yeah.
But it does suck sometimes on the other end because you like, dang, I need a break like they need a break, but they not even take it serious. They like, you know what? We might get rid of them soon. Like, honestly, that's why when you see people like they letting them rock out and they like, oh yeah, they called off again, like whatever. Trust me, they not just letting them rock out. They don't care about them. They gonna bounce out of here any minute. So it's technically not, not a compliment, but however, you do need to, find that happy medium and that medium
that's
ground
what I
to
learned.
where.
That's what I learned when I went to the last mental health facility was I'm not gonna just show up to work all the time anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna show up to work. Honestly, I'm gonna go to work
Yeah.
and work hard. But I'm not gonna because even my boy was like, bro, you do know you have PTO, right? I don't take PTO at all.
Dang.
I never take PTO. I'm there every week. I'm there every week.
Don't they run out at a certain point? If you don't take it, don't they run out?
I don't take breaks.
Do it like, can you stack them up? Not all the time you can't stack them up. Yeah. You better use that joint, buddy.
I had like 47. I don't take breaks.
Even if you ain't got a vacation, even if you don't got a vacation lined up or nothing specific where you like, I want to use, bro, take it. Even if you sitting at home all day like this. You already said you at home, but sometimes sitting at the crib, like that'd be my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Me gathering my thoughts sometimes be my favorite thing to do. So even if I would personally be taking paid times off for just doing me, even if I'm just sitting at home, I might go get a massage. People think of vacation all the time. I'm like, I'm not even really a big vacation. I do believe in traveling the world and stuff, but I'm not a big vacation guy to like have fun or like validation. I'm more like, if I can have a productive day, like even doing this is productive to me. I would take a paid day off to do this because this is better for my mental health than being overworked.
Yeah, you know I do. I gotta start using that. You're right. I gotta start. I might.
Don't let them, even if you don't got, because everybody be waiting for the best thing to be planned out. It'll be like, maybe I should, I get a paid time off in April. Maybe I should do something like, take it. Nah, I'm going to push it back tonight. No, take it. Go get a massage. Go get you know what I'm saying? Do stuff for you. And you just need to figure out what, you know what I'm saying, you like to do. You already know what you like to do and what might relax you and stuff like that and really take the time to do that. And that's just talking to everybody. So, yeah, man, I'm glad you shared that, that was your work experience because I personally had to quit a job for that.
You had to quit a job for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have, honestly, but I don't have...
Panic attacks at work, couldn't do it.
Couldn't
do it.
You talking about Xfinity,
I didn't want to, no. So I probably would have had to end up quitting Xfinity because I've had many panic attacks at Xfinity, but that was in a state where I was starting to get better. I was doing yoga every day. I was in my bag, like with it. I was going to the gym. So I had a lot of good stuff going on and I was battling, with it. So even though I was having certain episodes, it wasn't really killing me. So I was still able to work. But when I was at my other job, it was loud. It was a car wash. So it was loud. Like it was just a lot going on. It's long days. When it's hot, it's hot. When it's cold, it's cold. You outside. Like it was just a lot. And yeah, I just couldn't do it no longer. But Xfinity was almost a similar thing where it'd be Eagles games. There's so many people going down there like for Eagles Sundays and all other stuff. It's a loud environment. There's so many bars everywhere. Everybody drunk. I got to fight with people. I would dead ass be fighting at the job. Like they would just let me rock out. I'm like smacking people bears off my whole stand and all that. Like I was like getting into it like with people. I probably shouldn't have, but that's the type of environment it was that they was letting kind of like the employees rock out like that. Because you had to, because the Eagles fans, they just drawing. Like, you know what I mean? And security can't get to you so fast in enough time, so you kind of fending for yourself. But so at Xfinity, I used to have to go to the bathroom. Even if not even just you, but just anybody, like I would go to the bathroom and sit down for 5 minutes. I'll do that frequently. I'll probably do that every day. It's not really a real bathroom break, but a job can't really tell you to not go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom. I go in the toilet, even if I ain't gotta do that, I'm sitting in the toilet. Prior to the handicap one, sorry, not trying to take up the handicap one, but the one that's usually furthest, so I'm away. No offense, you know what I'm saying? But I would do it so I'm like the furthest away from the stall, so I'm not really too bothered. Even if somebody walk in, I'm still kind of chilling, and I'm just breathing. I would sit there and literally meditate as I'm breathing. So, I feel like it definitely helped me calm down because whenever I felt myself getting overstimulated and I'm like, okay, it's loud here, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, and that's all you got to say. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Okay, and then you cool. You get some quiet. It's not as loud in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? It can be somewhat still loud at a place like that, but it's not as loud, and I was able to calm down and then go back to work. and that was kind of my routine with stuff. So
For sure.
even, anybody who can, get some game off of that, and it ain't nothing about going to the bathroom and breathing for a second. That's it. Because once you stay in the same environment, sometimes you got to switch it up. I think I was telling you the other day, like, you having a panic attack in front of your homies. Maybe after you just smoke weed or something. And we're going to get into that about a different episode. We're going to straight episode just off weed and anxiety alone. That's a separate demon. But say if you, for the scenario, say if you, smoke your weed with some friends and, you get overstimulated, you start thinking, because weed can make you creative in the good ways and the wrong ways. So say you start getting creative in the wrong ways, you start painting them pictures that's, not really good pictures. Sometimes you might just have to change the scenery. If you inside and I feel like I'm you ever been talking to people and you feel like it's kind of like caved, you feel like a little boxed in or caved in. Like,
everything feels like it's just like this.
And I don't, right, and I don't feel like I have, what do you call it, claustrophobic? I don't think I'm claustrophobic at all, but I guess I get a sense of it. Like if I'm talking to somebody, like as a long conversation and I'm just standing in a certain way and maybe it start feeling in my legs a certain way, then I'm like, I'm kind of, and I'm processing, I'm like, oh, is he noticing, am I blinking a lot? I don't know, you start thinking of weird stuff and thinking they judging you. When really, they just talking to you on some regular stuff. Yeah, honestly.
For sure. Like your body not really accepting,
right.
Like, okay, I just smoked a little bit.
Right.
Your body's changing.
Right.
But you're not accepting that mentally. Like,
right.
What is going on?
Right, yeah.
Like, I don't feel right.
Yeah.
This isn't the normal me.
Yeah,
but you know what you just did.
Yeah, exactly.
So like,
but even if I step away or even sit down, say if I'm standing up talking to somebody, if I could sit down for a second, that could usually switch it off. Because for some reason I was standing in that spot for so long, just looking at you, focusing on you. Sometimes the longer the conversation gets on, I'm here, but you just start to get anxious and stuff like you were just explaining. Yeah. So a lot of stuff like that. You ever feel stuff like that? Talking to people, you ever talk to people and you're like, oh, I feel a little anxious.
I get anxious.
Long conversations, and you're like, I've kind of been sitting in the same
place. Once I get once I get to know a person, then I'm good with them. But if I first meet a person, I may not say a couple words to them for a little bit, and then once I get to feel like you're a good person or feel like you're not a threat, I talk to you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, man.
But with you, it was because I knew you already from previous events.
Right.
So I just got in the car and I was like, boom.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I just scooped money and whatever. He walking outside, he like, yo.
You gotta be comfortable with people.
You do. Yeah. You definitely do.
It's
I still feel the same way. Even if I go out.
Yeah.
I'm still always like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of situations where I'm like.
Yeah.
All right, I just know there's something.
Yeah.
I don't feel right even being here right now. I know something's gonna go wrong. Let me get out of here.
Yeah.
And then again, I can start talking to these people and then be like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm all wrong about that. It's really overthinking.
Yeah.
So it's like.
But sometimes the thing about anxiety though, and that's why you kind of need it to survive, and in situations like that, you're might not be wrong. Because your anxiety is your danger, bone ticking off, yo, some might be a little off and you can't pinpoint it, but you just know. It's just a gut feeling, basically.
That fight or flight.
It's that fight or flight, and you kind of need that in certain situations. That's what saves you from danger. You know what I mean? So sometimes anxiety be saving your life. The same thing, that's why you can't fully get rid of it. You just got to manage it. You know what I'm saying? And my man A Money right here, you clearly
manage it well.
Manage it well. So when, a lot of people say, the brand's called iOvercameAnxiety, but they be like, I can't support because I haven't overcame it. What Shake kind of just said something similar to that. And it's like, bro, you overcoming every day. Yeah, you've been overcame because you're still alive.
We all are.
You go do the same thing every day. What we was talking about? How many thoughts in a day? What it was 12,000 to 60,000. On average.
That's nuts.
And most thoughts we be thinking of probably be something negative. So you mean between 12 and 60,000 thoughts out of those could be negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We fighting off 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 negative thoughts a day. You overcame anxiety. That's bigger than any war there's ever been. The one in your head, that's bigger than any war.
And nobody,
on the outside.
It's harder too because nobody knows about that war. Nobody knows about that war that
silent war.
It's a silent war in your brain unless you're going through it.
Unless you're going through that war. So everybody that's watching
Can tell.
don't know what you're talking about. Anybody
Yeah.
that ain't been through it,
Yeah.
they're gonna know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one thing you guys don't want to do, if you don't go through it, don't tell us to calm down.
Oh yeah, that's the
Yeah.
worst
Don't tell
thing.
us to calm down.
Never,
Yeah.
You're
never.
gonna tell us to calm down, and it's like
Yeah.
switch is like, bro,
Yeah.
you don't even know. This isn't about calming down. This is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's a whole nother.
It's about comfortability.
Yeah.
At that point,
It's a
at
whole
this
nother
point, you
thing
just
going
know
on.
if somebody having a panic attack, that person's uncomfortable. Let's put it in a nutshell. Let's not put too many terms on it and stuff. One thing I like to do with anxiety is not put so many terms on stuff. Put it in layman's terms, because I feel like when it gets too doctory and like you feel like you need a health degree to really diagnose them. No, like that's what you having a panic attack. You're extremely uncomfortable. Let's just put it at that. So when somebody say calm down, don't you think I wish I can calm down right now?
Exactly.
Nah, I need some comfortability. Yo, what you need? If you say that, that'll open up our brain or something. What I need. Yo, bro, if I could just
water,
sit down for a second.
drink.
Yo, can you go outside with me? Can you get a
Water,
drink?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if somebody having a panic attack, do not say exactly what Shay just
Calm
said.
down.
No, calm
Don't
down.
say calm
Person
down.
uncomfortable, how can you make the person comfortable? That's all. We ain't about to, we ain't layman's terms over here. But, man, I think we're going to start wrapping up this episode, man. You dropped a lot of game. You were very vulnerable. That's all I ask of my guests. And I think a lot of people going to learn a lot from this episode. And, yeah, I appreciate you coming on, man. Anything you want to add before
I'm
we get
gonna
out of here?
go get me on Instagram, amoney610.
Hey, Money 610 on everything.
Get money,
man.
amoney610 reacts on YouTube. Get
And
me to
reacts.
2K or
Yeah.
10K for whatever y'all can get me to. Whoever.
10K.
10K.
So you
get me to
monetize.
10K. I actually, because I
You got
do,
1,000 subscribers?
Yeah, I got 1,000.
Oh, yeah, you monetized. Can you help
Yeah.
me get monetized?
yeah, I got
We're
you.
going to start this.
I
You're about
got
to be your
you.
first episode.
I'm gonna get you. I can
You know
help
what I'm
you
saying?
get
I'm trying to get
monetized.
some internet money.
Go get, go subscribe, go follow my man RoWiLL. Go
Yes,
get
sir.
with him at what's
I
your
overcame anxiety.
I overcame anxiety.
I am RoWiLL.
I am RoWiLL.
Yes,
Get with
sir.
him. It was a great episode. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Anytime I'll come back anytime.
Yes, sir. Welcome anytime. My guys, clap it up.